1 Thessalonians 3. For now we live, if you stand fast in the Lord. In this chapter, Paul expresses his concern for the Thessalonian believers and his desire to strengthen and encourage them in their faith. He sent Timothy to them and receives good news back about their faith and love, and then ends the chapter with a prayer. Exegesis by sections. Verses 1 to 5. Sending Timothy to them. Unable to bear his concern for the Thessalonians, Paul decided to stay alone in Athens and sent Timothy, his fellow worker, to establish and encourage them in their faith. Paul was concerned that trials and persecutions might have shaken their faith. He reminded them that such afflictions are part of a believer's life. Verses 6 to 8. Timothy's encouraging report. Timothy returned with a positive report about the Thessalonians' faith and love. He reported that they have fond memories of Paul's visit and long to see him. This news brings Paul comfort and joy, making him feel alive despite his own afflictions. Verses 9 to 10. Paul's gratitude and longing. Paul expresses profound gratitude to God for the Thessalonians and their faith, praying earnestly that he might see them again. He also prays that he may be able to supply what is lacking in their faith. Verses 11 to 13. Paul's prayer. Paul ends the chapter with a prayer for the Thessalonians. He prays that God would direct his path to them. He prays also that the Lord would make their love increase and overflow for each other and for everyone else, and that God would strengthen their hearts in holiness. Paul's prayer points forward to the return of Jesus Christ, underlining that this hope is central to the Thessalonian believers. Overall summary. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 shows Paul's concern for the Thessalonian believers. Despite his own hardships, Paul prioritizes the Thessalonians' faith, sending Timothy to encourage and strengthen them. The chapter reflects the reciprocal relationship between Paul and the Thessalonians, filled with mutual affection and concern. Ultimately, Paul's prayer underscores the centrality of love, holiness, and the anticipation of Christ's return.